I don't know if that's ever happened to you before, but breaking a string when you're playing live can be a very frustrating experience. So I just wanted to make a video with some tips for when that happens. And the very first thing you should do if you break a string is fire your guitar tech. He's not doing his job. You don't have a guitar tech? What kind of guitar player are you? I'm just kidding, I don't have a guitar tech either. My wife has a guitar tech though, and that is this guy. Anyway, I'm gonna break this video into two parts. The first one is preventative maintenance, so you don't break a string in the first place. And the second part of this is gonna be what to do when you actually break a string live. The first thing you can do to keep your strings, the integrity of your strings in place, is to wash your hands and clean your strings before and after you play. It may not seem like it, but the corrosion and oxidization that occurs from touching your strings weakens them, especially like here at the tuning pegs where they bend, and down here at the saddle where they bend. And even if you like put your finger under your strings right here, you can feel the little divots that the frets create. So your strings may look and sound decent, but they could be compromised in some areas. So keep your hands clean before you play, and then wipe your strings off after too. And this next point kind of flows directly from that. If you have an important gig coming up, just go ahead and change your strings. Again, it may not look like they need changing, but it's better safe than sorry, especially if you're playing something where you're gonna be playing a longer show, or if it's a really important gig where you don't wanna mess up or have things kind of go awry. Just change your strings before a gig. All right, next point is to always have a set of extra strings ready. And when you go to the music store, just buy two, one for putting on the guitar and one to keep for if you break a string. And this has become kind of a ritual of mine. Every time I play live, I have a set of strings either in my pedal board or in my gig bag or case with me that I take out and I set it, throw it right down beside my pedal board just in case I break a string. So if I need it, it's right there, I can grab it and change it. The last thing that I want to mention as far as preventative measures that you can take is that if you're breaking a string often and it's the same string over and over again, what's probably happening is you have a burr on your saddle of your guitar, or maybe even up here on the tuning keys, like where the hole goes in, maybe sharp. So you might need to go take your guitar in and get that file down so you're not breaking strings as much. So if you're breaking the same string over and over again, you probably have some kind of structural thing going on with your guitar. All right, on to what to do if you break a string when you're playing live. The first tip that I have for you is bring a spare guitar. I have my Les Paul back here because it's very similar to this guitar. And if I broke a string, I could just go grab this guitar. In fact, I'm gonna do that right now. So I grabbed my Les Paul. If I broke a string on my PRS, I should tune it up before the gig starts just to make sure it's in tune, which I did do this one. Mistake number one, right? But all you have to do is grab your guitar. And you may be thinking, well, Nate, what if I don't have a second electric guitar for backup? Well, the answer is kind of obvious for the next one. And this is kind of the core of this one. Just change the string. So let's say I break my string, my high E string on my Les Paul. The first thing that I would do is just get it out, worry about where it falls later. And Josh, I want you to time me on this, see how long it takes me. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. Ah, red. Okay. High E string. And know your string brand too, because some of them are color coded, so you can grab the string you need right away. Okay. Make sure your string is up in saddle. Okay. You gonna time lapse this? And check this out. If you pinch it like that, you could clip it off or bend it off later. But that's a trick I learned from a pro session guitar player. He's just like, ah, screw that. So changed pretty fast. And you may be thinking, how did you do that so fast? Well, one of the keys to a quick string change is locking tuners. You pull the string through the peg head or the tuner as tight as you can, and then you lock it down. And then it only takes you like 7 or 10 cranks to get up to pitch, and you're off to the races. But once you do that, you're gonna wanna stretch it out and seat it a little bit because this is gonna go out of tune, right? So just get as close as you can. If you're in the middle of the show and you know the solo's coming up, what do I do? And that's good to go. Like, of course, when you get a second in the show, you're gonna wanna come back, get your tuner, and tune all 6 strings, because a guitar can get really wonky once it breaks a string. Tune all 6 strings, and one thing that really helps me check quickly if all 6 strings are in tune is just a TC Electronic Polytune. If you hit all 6 of your strings, you can get kind of at a glance are these strings in tune. And you'll notice everything's quite sharp. I didn't tune this guitar before I started this video, so I would need to tune the whole thing over. Another option, if you don't have extra strings, or if you don't have time to change your strings in the middle of a song and you know have an important part coming up, is to just play with 5 strings. But when that happens, you are going to want to retune as fast as you can, because when you lose a string, the tension on the neck changes and all the other strings can go out a little bit. So you want to tune. If you're not going to change strings, just try to get through the song with 5 strings if possible. Okay, as far as mechanical things and maintenance and changing strings go, that pretty much covers it. But another tip I have for you is to know your fretboard really well, in case you, like say you break a string and you're supposed to be playing this part right here, like a G to a D. Right? Let's say you broke your low E string though, or something like that. You can play it up an octave higher, or you can even play it here, or even up higher. It may not be exactly how it is in your mind or how you practice it, but you will be able to get through string breaks and other calamities that happen in live situations if you know your fretboard really well. The last little tip I have for you is to practice the worst case scenario and communicate to your bandmates about it too. And you know, if you're always constantly communicating while you're playing, then they'll see that, hey, he broke a string, we need to cover for him. Don't go to the solo, give him a few bars to get things in order or something like that. But planning for the worst case scenario like that and communicating to your bandmates about what's going on is always a good idea. So do you have any more tips that you want to include on what to do when you break a string in a live situation? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you later.